Okay, so this is where we finished up before the Christmas holidays. It was multiplying terms with brackets. Okay, so this is part 2 of this here. So I hope we remember how to multiply out our terms. So first things first, I have this 2x bracket x minus 1. And we know in maths, brackets mean to multiply. So this question, it asks me to multiply out and simplify. So I have here my sum, and I draw my arrows like this. So it's going to be 2x times x, and then it's going to be 2x times minus 1. So I write down what is actually going to be multiplied. So I have 2x bracket x plus 2x bracket minus 1. Okay, right. So if there's no number in front or coefficient in front of my variable, I put an imaginary 1. Okay, and remember when we're multiplying, it's coefficient by coefficient, variable by variable. Okay, so here I have 2 times 1, that will give me 2. Right, variable by variable, these are things that we need to remember. Right, so I can put an imaginary little 1 here if there's no coefficient with it. Okay, so I go x by x, I keep my base, and I add my powers. So 1 plus 1 will give me 2. So x by x is always going to give you x squared. Then I have 2x times minus 1, okay? So I have coefficient by coefficient. So 2 times minus, so plus by minus will give me minus 2. And I have no variable to multiply that with, so just minus 2x, okay? And that is it fully simplified, because remember, we can only add and subtract like terms. These are not the exact same, so I can't take them away from one another. So that's my final answer. The next one I have here is a bracket 2a squared minus 3. So I have to multiply out and simplify. So the same thing, I draw my arrow, so it's going to be a times 2a squared, and then it's going to be a times minus 3. Okay, so then I write down a bracket 2a squared plus a bracket minus 3. Okay, right. So if there's no coefficient, I can put in my imaginary 1. So it's coefficient by coefficient. So I have 1 times 2, which will give me 2. Right, and now I have a times a squared. Okay, right, I can put my imaginary little 1 here. Okay, so a times a squared, I keep my base, which is a, and I add my powers. So 1 plus 2 gives me 3. So now here, when I multiply this out, I get 2a cubed. A, so I have an imaginary 1 here, so it's 1, so plus 1 times minus 3, that gives me minus 3, and I have no variable, so it's minus 3a. And that is it, multiplied out and simplified. I can't go any further because I can only add and subtract like terms, and a cubed is not the same as a. The next example I have is 2x bracket x minus 3 minus 4x bracket x plus 3. So I draw my arrows to show what I'm going to multiply. So this times this times this, and I draw my arrows here because it's two sums, minus 4x times x and minus 4x times plus 3. Right, so now I need to write this down. So I have 2x bracket x, and I have plus 2x bracket minus 3. Okay, so that's that bracket, so it's 2x times x, that's here, 2x times minus 3, that's here. Now I have minus 4x times x, I write that down, minus 4x bracket x, and then I have minus 4x times plus 3, so minus 4x times 3. And now I need to do out my multiplication. So, if there's no number in front of it, I put an imaginary 1. So it's coefficient by coefficient, so 2 times 1 is 2, and then I have x times x. So remember, I can put a little 1 here as well. So x times x, I keep my base, which is x, and I add my powers. 1 plus 1 will give me 2. So that's 2x squared. Then I have 2x times minus 3. So I have coefficient by coefficient. So plus 2 times minus 3. A plus by minus gives me minus. That's minus 6. And I have no variable to multiply it with, so it's minus 6x. Then I have minus 4x times x. I can put an imaginary 1 here. So minus 4 times 1. So minus by plus will give me a minus. So I have minus 4. Then I have variable by variable. So I put my little 1s here. So I keep my base, which is x. and I add my powers, which is squared. Then I have minus 4x times 3, so minus by plus will give me minus. 4 times 3 gives me 12, and I have no variable to multiply this by, so I get x. Right, I have multiplied everything out, and now I need to actually simplify it. So to simplify it, in algebra my only rules are I can only add and subtract like terms, okay? So I can put my circle around the terms that will go together. So 2x squared, I can match that up with my minus 4x squared. And I have then my minus 6x, I can match that with my minus 12x. They can go together. So now, if you're unsure of your signs, you can put into your calculator 2, take 4. That will give me minus 2x squared. And here I have minus 6 minus 12. You can put that into your calculator, and you will get minus 18x. And that is the sum fully simplified.